MCPS lecture Community Medicine Types of Epidemiological Studies. We are just हम इसरा यूनिवर्सिटी हैदराबाद सिंध से बात कर रहे हैं और हम इसको अपने YouTube चैनल डॉक्टर हुसैन एपिडेमियोलॉजी के लिए भी रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इसके अलावा MCPS के स्टूडेंट्स जो ना सिर्फ हैदराबाद में हैं लेकिन पाकिस्तान में और इसी लेवल की जो डिग्री करने वाले हैं, चाहे वो MPH करने वाले हों, MSPH करने वाले हों, MPhil करने वाले हों, even FCPS करने वाले हों. So we are uploading these lectures on that platform. I think hope you will find them useful. मेरी टीम मेरे साथ इस लेक्चर बनाने में कोई आधा घंटा पहले हम इसको रिव्यू करते हैं और जो बुक में ज़्यादातर रेफर कर रहा हूँ वो है हमारे पाकिस्तान का टेक्स्ट बुक है शाह इलियास अंसारी एंड इरफान पब्लिक हेल्थ एंड कम्युनिटी मेडिसिन. So I will recommend that this book should be in your hand, and we are just picking some of the points, and today it will be a brief lecture, but I will show you the epidemiology and its study, and then we will discuss more to correlational study जो मैं आगे आपको बताने वाला हूँ. Next please. Epidemiology को अगर आप देख लें तो determinants of health, distribution of health and related states in a specified population. So you have a selected population, target population, in which you want to see the distribution of the disease, because nothing is equally distributed. Even sunlight and air, somewhere it is more, somewhere it is less. Even water is not distributed equally. So nothing is same. You will apply the analogy on the epidemiology. So distribution and determinants of health related states, and even the third one is dynamics, are the factors, are the reasons of that low distribution, high distribution, medium distribution, and application of this study to control or limit or to minimize the health problems. Here we are not using the terms morbidity, mortality, and even the disability, and even the life lost or such other terms, but here to control or to minimize and even to prevent, for which it is community medicine. In Pakistan it is called community medicine, but in India it is called preventive medicine, preventive and social medicine, and even in certain countries it is also called population medicine, or community health science is also the term used for this. And public health is an overarching word used particularly at the Western countries, and now the global health is also a word used in replacing the public health. So next please. So here is the main slide of the, so you can see the epidemiological studies, or sometimes it is called methods, or sometimes it is called design. So these three words are interchangeably used, and you can see there are two broad categories of epidemiological study. One is descriptive, in which you are just describing the situation. And here when I say health states or diseases or epidemic or any other thing which is related to the human health or affects the human health, and even this is applied to other fields also, because the study is not a medical term, the study is a social term, educational term. So whenever you think that it is a study, it is a knowledge, and it is taken from the sociology also, in which you study the human population. So study is not a scientific word, it is mostly used in educational and social and arts fields. So descriptive and analytical. In analytical, you are just observing and giving some other relationships but here in descriptive you are just describing the time, place and person situation. But here you will see sometime forward-looking studies, backward-looking studies, or even the clinical trials. But today we will touch the topmost, which is population, and then the correlational studies. This is a very critical postgraduate question. The correlation word, we were just seeing that it is a connection between one factors to multiple factors or multiple factors to one factor. Suppose a road traffic accident has a road factor, the driver training factor, the law and the traffic laws and regulation implementation, as well as the speed and the condition of the vehicle. So all these factors are related to one traffic problem. So we will discuss one by one in our next lectures, but we are moving to so the epidemiological is a basic science of public health, and when I say public means people having decision power. When I use public in my own opinion, a group of people which can take decision will be called public. Provide insight regarding the nature, cause, extent of health and disease, provide information needed to plan and target resources appropriately. So epidemiology is not only to the control disease, but for the planning and even a justified or equal or equitable use of the scarce or limited resources. Next please. Yes, component of epidemiology, you can see that we have, if I go backward, determinants or factors, distribution or spreads or dynamics or some other reasons why disease is in A population more and in B population, or in age group, young children are affected more from the diarrhea as compared to the other, and even the hypertension, it is less in young population, more in. So the last is disease frequency, and we normally use the word incidence and prevalence instead of that how new cases frequently are occurring, or what is the prevalence or the burden of the disease in the community. Next please. So how you view the world is very important, and you can see the glass has a red base and a blue base. Some people will say that this is half full, and some people will say it is half empty. So it is up to you how you are positive. So when you are saying it is half full, it means your outlook is positive. But when you say half empty, your outlook is negative. Next please. John Snow is an epidemiologist, and he actually identified the source of dirty water in London, and the date is from 1813 to 1858. So almost you can see at the end of the September the outbreak was all but over, and 7th September the handle of the pump was removed. He went to that street, Broadway Street of the London, and reached to that source of the dirty water, and when that hand pump was made dysfunctional, the cholera slowly went down because the clean water was supplied from another channel, and this was wave of Asiatic cholera first hit England in 1831. So the epidemiology or applied epidemiology. So John Snow is one of the important, and I can know that one of my students is working in a John Snow organization, even in Sindh. I don't know how he has joined that organization. And the name of my student is Aman Khan Lagari. He mentioned that when I asked where you are working, he said that I am working in the John Snow organization, and that project is being implemented in Sindh also. Next, please. Epidemiological methods we will discuss later on, but we will directly go to the correlational study. Yes? Correlational study, you can see these are the factors, some are bigger, some are smaller, but they are interconnected and their direction is bidirectional. Next, please. So, the correlational study basically experimental, then observational, comparison groups, and then you have also all these, some way they are related to identify the relationship between factor A, between drug A, between placebo. Next, please. And this is once again the same thing, describe the general characters. Basically, the correlational study is not a comparative study, but it is seeing the association or degree of relationship or degree of connection. Suppose smoking and the lung cancer. You can't have actually a cigarette in your hand and put that on the lung tissue, but it is a smoke going to the lung and you are identifying the relationship or connection. Next, please. Yes, this is even the time, place, person, and it is a very beautiful word that you can remember. PPT, which is normally a PowerPoint presentation, so if you remember the PPT, then you can remember the descriptive study also. Next. Yes. Other types of the studies are also case control study, case report study, followed by cross-sectional study. I think, in my opinion, the correlational study is also seeing the same factor, but the methods is at a population level, factors are identified, and then study is conducted. It is in correlational study, but I feel that it is also ecological study, which you can apply the findings on the groups, but not a finding on the individuals. Suppose in Karachi, if the pollution is more and in Hyderabad pollution is less, so you can't apply that on this city or in this population in Latifabad or in Qasimabad population pollution is more, or in Qasimabad this factor, this housing society, so you apply at a larger scale. Next, please. Case report we will discuss later on. Yes. Yes. Correlational study. And here I think I am clear that it is ecological study, what I was telling. So here you have a population, but you can't apply the finding on individual basis. While in case control study or in a cohort study, the individual who developed the disease, who are not affected by the risk factor, then you can identify that this age group, this person, this socio-economic condition. So I think now it is clear the source of data is entire population. I think that is the operational or applied slide, and I will request to my recording team that they should closely focus on this, and it compares disease frequency or any health issue between different populations during the same period of time. While in cross-sectional we have groups or small groups, but here entire population is studied. And in the same population at different in time. It compares two quantitative variables. We will show some graphs where the correlation, it is positive correlation, it is negative correlation. Next please. Correlation between climatic indicators, temperature and frequency of cerebrovascular strokes. If high temperature is there, whether the stroke is more, this can be one of the factors. Here the countries with the highest average temperature have the highest rate of cardiovascular system diseases or vice versa. So whether you are at a high temperature or we call it tropical countries, as compared they have more cardiovascular or cerebrovascular stroke systems. Next please. RFX. So this is actually R is denoted for the correlation, and this is positive correlation. The average regional temperature, and frequency of cardiovascular strokes. Next please. The average number of mammography carried for women above 50 years of age per year and the mortality from the cancer breast. This can be presented by the following. So here also you are applying not an individual patient, not only a small group, but the study is looking to the specified population, entire population. Mammography is not done in a small scale. Next please. Negative correlation, you can see that it is a downward road. Next. The advantage of the correlation study: formulate the new hypothesis, and it is also quick and cheap. So these are advantages. Let us see if there is any disadvantage. Impact of the confounding factors, I think we will discuss later on, but you can see that if you go back, large family, some anemia, parasitic infection and others can be considered. We will discuss co-founder in a different way and in the next lecture or next video. Next please. Yes. So I think we end here. Go back to the same slide, which was important slide. What is correlational study? Go back, go back, go back, go back. No. Just come on. Yes. So this is once again the concluding slide, and here you can see that it is also called. So the MCQ given to you will be, if you write it, what is the alternate name of the correlational study? It is ABC, cross-sectional study, cohort study, ecological study. So the correct answer will be. So there are two parameters. Entire population, the study will be on a small section of the population, or study will be on the entire population. So this next MCQ will be, and see the same factor in a different time. Suppose road traffic accidents in Karachi in last 5 years or in 2020. And you can compare also with the 2000. I was just seeing the Poland study which I have given in my last video, that in Islamabad in 2018 45,000 Poland concentration was per cubic air meter, and today when I was just uploading it was 90. So you can understand that the pollution today was low as compared to the 2018, but it can increase. So I think with this we are are concluding, and if you have been given some information useful at MCPS level, MPH level, PhD level, or MPhil level, MS PhD level, please write comments. And particularly people who are seeing this video outside Pakistan, particularly India and USA or UK, please write comments so that we can have more topics or deficiencies